Hello, hello. Happy
Sunday.
Sunday night, Facebook. I was like, what night is it? We are so excited to be live, making sure we're in the right spots. We are. Okay, great, you guys. Well, welcome. Say hello when you're hopping on. Alexa and I are so excited about coming live to share some topics. Actually, I'm not sharing it all. I'm asking questions because I, just like you, want to learn and have learned so much from Alexa about intermittent fasting, about carb cycling, about just nutrition and supplementation. And, why is that important to you? Why are different things, should we do one? Should we do both? Should we do none? How to implement them individually and all together. So we are excited about being live. So if you are tuning in live, say hello and let us know where you are tuning in from. You can say your state, you can say your city, wherever it is, but say hello. And I promise you that someone within your network is curious about intermittent fasting, about carb cycling, about nutrition, because let's be real, we've all probably not been eating our normal way. Maybe you've been eating a little too many snacks at home, right? Maybe you've been ordering out. Maybe you've been doing some of those things. Maybe you haven't been exercising as much. Alexa, I know you have heard just as much as I have how many people are like, have put on weight or have done different things. So you guys, add somebody, tag them in this video, click the share button, because I promise you, you are doing them a favor by sharing this information. So we're going to get started. Alexa, while we are waiting for some more viewers to hop on, I want you just to share with everyone a little bit about your background, because I know you have a lot of authority to talk about intermittent fasting and carb cycling and nutrition, but a lot of people don't know who you are. So share with us a little bit about your background.
Awesome. So my name's Alexa. I'm the owner of Alexa Robertson Fitness, but my original background is actually as a nurse practitioner. I worked over 15 years in women's health and loved women's health, loved every aspect of it. And I also have a little bit of a personal journey. I was super active growing up. Honestly, never really struggled with my weight. Never really had to worry about my weight until my last pregnancy. So I assumed that I could just eat everything in sight and I would basically lose it all and be fine afterwards. But that was not the case. So I gained, I hate to admit this, about 80 pounds with my daughter Olivia, and it didn't just fall off like I thought it would. So I struggled with my weight after pregnancy for years. I finally got motivated and focused to actually do something about it. So I lost that weight. And then with my personality, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to go all in. And so I entered the World of Fitness competition. So I did that for several years. And then about 3 years ago, I left my full-time job as a nurse practitioner to start my own business and to be able to spend more time at home with my daughters. So 2 teenage daughters now, which is crazy. But this has allowed me to spend more time with them, but to still continue down that road of helping other women just kind of, feel better about themselves, help them along the way with their health and fitness journey. So just a little bit about me in a nutshell.
I know. And you guys, I love it. If you're just tuning in, hello. We are so excited that you are here. We're getting ready to get kicked off. But Alexa was sharing a little bit about her background, and tonight she's really going to be sharing with us about intermittent fasting, all the buzz that's been around it for the last little while, carb cycling, and nutrition. So definitely tag someone, share the video. We're excited to get started. The cool thing I love about your story, Alexa, is that it's not just you have a medical perspective. It's not just that you have a fitness perspective, but you have a personal story. And I know a lot of people watching tonight can resonate with that. Either they're in that story right now where they have put on maybe some weight, or, they're trying to exercise, or they're trying to understand nutrition. They're trying to make a better place. They just don't know where to turn. So you guys, here's the thing. If you have any questions, I'm just going to say, we may not get to them all, But this is sort of an opportunity for you to have like some one-on-one advice from someone who knows what she's talking about, who's been through it himself. So if you have questions about any of those topics, definitely drop them in the comments and we'll try to get to those. So we are going to get started. So a little bit, our very first topic tonight is going to be about intermittent fasting. So I know personally, there's a lot of stuff about it. Like, you know, how long do you do it? What do you eat? How do you break your fast? What's breaking your fast? So give us a little history and tell us, educate us a little bit about this.
Definitely. So I did, you know, touch a little bit on my fitness journey and as far as losing weight personally and competing, because I think sometimes people just see me now in this part of my life is in the fitness arena, which I always have not been. When I first started in the gym, I had no clue what to do. I had no clue what to eat. Like I didn't have a clue, you know, and I just learned over the years, which was awesome. But, you know, I really had no place to start either. So that's kind of what led me to intermittent fasting. It's definitely not what I did when I competed, but it's a way that I kind of transitioned out of that lifestyle, which is completely different. But it gave me a way to still kind of reach my fitness goals, but to live more of a normal so-called life, because with competing, your diet is not normal by any means. So this kind of helped me transition into that. And it really is the basis of my 6-week shred program. So intermittent fasting, it's kind of a scary word, I think, when you don't know, because it makes you sound like you're starving to death when you hear the word fasting, but super simple term to understand. It basically means that you're picking the best 8 to 10 hour frame for you to eat during. Most of my clients find that like choosing 11 in the morning to 7 at night works best for them. And you're basically just not eating before 11 or eating after 7. So it's honestly like skipping breakfast. Once you break it down like that, it's like super easy and super simple to understand. So, you know, I tell my clients, you know, if you work night shift, because I have a lot of nurses that work nights and they're sleeping during some of that time. So it's basically you find what works for you, for your life, for your family, your career, and find the best kind of 8 to 10 hour time frame to actually eat during. So that's kind of intermittent fasting in a nutshell. But I like the 8 to 10 hour window as far as eating window.
Okay. I love it. And I will tell you, just from a personal standpoint, I've been through, I've worked with Alexa on all these things that she's talked about personally. It's really like how we sort of first connected as well. And so one of the interesting things from a personal standpoint, if you have never done intermittent fasting and you're like, I'm going to do this, this sounds good. Like I'm going to tell you the first few days, you like feel like you want to eat your arm off. Like I know it took a little bit of time to sort of get through those hunger pains, but I will tell you, it goes away. Is that common, Alexa? Do people sort of experience that those first few days?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people experience that extreme, but then a lot of people who are used to, I know I have a lot of women that don't eat at all. And then at night they eat one meal, you know, which really wrecks our metabolism. So a lot of people actually sometimes find it hard to eat so much during that time frame. So they at first feel like they're stuffed all the time, which in a way is kind of good when you're thinking of dieting, which I don't like to use that word because this is not a diet per se. But some people don't feel like they're starving, you know, people that are used to getting up, eating breakfast, or, you know, immediately they, you know, struggle more with that, which is totally normal. But then the ones that are used to skipping breakfast kind of find it hard to eat all of the food during that time frame.
Okay. So Jenna had a question as far as like night shift nurses. You say nurses, like, what do you recommend for them? Like if you were on a night shift nurse, what would be the best intermittent fasting approach for them?
Definitely. So I know that, like, you know, if you're working 312s, for instance, those you would actually, of course, because I was a night shift labor and delivery nurse, your eating window is during the night while you're actually awake. And then the days you're off, you know, when you're not sleeping, you get up, then start your feeding window, that 8 to 10 hours, those days. You can switch it up. You know, I would switch it up every single day, something totally different, but you can base it around your work schedule for sure.
Perfect. That's easy too. Yeah. Easy to be flexible with. So hopefully, Jenna, that answered your question. Tish had a question as far as breaking your fast. What do you personally recommend to break your fast with?
Well,
Not French fries, I'm imagining.
If not what? I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
I said not French fries. You don't break your fast with French fries, right? What do you break your fast with? What do you recommend?
Use my Thrive Lifestyle mix. So my favorite strawberry, I mix strawberry with Boost and Blast, and that's just what I do every single day, typically around 11. Maybe it's a little bit earlier, maybe it's a little bit later, but hands down 100% of the time, my lifestyle mix, which if you don't know what the lifestyle mix is, it's a pre and probiotic blend. It is plant-based, gluten-free, and it also has good quality protein. So it's awesome for getting that protein in your body and breaking your fast, and then filling your body full of probiotics, which is awesome for digestion and gut health, which we hear a ton about as well now.
Yes. And it's so good to have something quality, like after you're fasting, having something really good, premium nutrition in your body.
Yeah. It's the time to do that your body really will absorb everything. So that's the best time to do it.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. All right. So now we're going to head into topic number 2. And you guys, if you do have questions, if you're just joining us, thank you for being here. We just talked about intermittent fasting. We're heading into our second topic of carb cycling. If you do have any questions, we will try to get them answered. So just drop them in the comments. I'm paying attention because I don't know anything about this. I'm just interviewing Alexa. So carb cycling. I know when I first was introduced to this from you, I was like, I don't even, that is fancy and it seems hard. I don't even know what that means. Does that mean I didn't even know? So give us a little bit of background about carb cycling.
Yeah, definitely. So like you said, a lot of it does sound kind of fancy when you don't really know. So that's what I'm going to try to break it down in simple terms. So carb cycling just means that certain days you eat higher amounts of carbs and certain days you eat lower. Does not mean low carb, does not mean keto. And I'm not knocking those by any means, but that's just not me. I can't go no carbs. And it's just, to me, it's not sustainable. That's just my personal opinion on it. So my shred program is not low carb. It's not based on no carbs. It's not keto. But certain days you'll have a lower amount of carbs, and then certain days you have higher. So basically with carb cycling, you have carbs throughout. It's just in varying amounts. Number one, keeps your body kind of guessing. Doesn't, so it really helps rev up your metabolism. It's awesome for your thyroid. It really helps increase thyroid function, which revs up your metabolism as well, and just the overall function of your body. And it, it's just like when your body gets used to something over time, it kind of stops working. What I found as well is people that have been low carb, no carb, keto, whatever you want to call it, for a long time, the carb cycling really helps break that plateau. I've had so many ladies, Bobby, I'm gonna call you out on this one, she didn't care, that have been low carb for years and have done amazing, and they get stuck. And so they do my shred, and I'm like, okay, yeah, eat all these carbs, and they freak. They're like, oh no, that's not gonna work. That's gonna make me gain weight. And I'm like, just trust me and give it about a week, and it really, that weight loss kicks right back off. So it's just really, really good for your metabolism. And just like I didn't really touch on with intermittent fasting, same thing there. The science behind the intermittent fasting is that when we're asleep at night, our body's natural insulin levels drop. When we wake, we start eating and they start increasing again. Well, that extra few hours of fasting really keeps the insulin levels up, which in turn increases fat burning. So intermittent fasting, also for burning fat, which we all want. Carb cycling is really good for helping with your metabolism.
Very good. So I had no idea. Okay, so Andrea asked a question. Yeah. Can you do carb cycling while intermittent fasting? Can you do the two together?
Definitely. They work really well together. I hate to keep going back to my shred, but that's what my shred is based on too. The two main concepts, research-based, science-based concepts, are intermittent fasting and carb cycling combined together.
Awesome. And I will tell you guys again from a personal experience, I've done them both together, and it actually isn't really that, it's not hard. I mean, once you get used to the days and how much protein and those things, and I will tell you again, from a personal experience, especially if you are a woman, I don't feel like maybe men have this problem too, but it's protein. I remember, Alexa, when you were coaching me on protein, eat more protein, you're not oftentimes we don't eat enough. So can you just talk really quick about, before we go into the nutrition side, really quick about the importance of protein when you're doing these things?
Huge, because I find a lot of women, before they start my program or during it, they're like, oh, I eat plenty of protein. Like, I'm good. Like, you know, I don't need any more protein. I'm like, okay, let's just watch it and see. And a lot of men too, but especially women. And you'll find that once you look at your numbers, you're like hardly eating any protein at all. And your body really, protein is based on amino acids, which are the building blocks of muscle. And I'm not talking about like muscles, like getting, you know, doing bodybuilding or anything like that, but you need lean muscle to support your bones. It's great for your bone health, joints, and to burn fat. So if you want to, you know, lose weight, tone up, whatever kind of the case may be, you really need that protein to build that lean muscle. It also helps you stay full faster as well, which is good when you're, you know, working on weight management and things like that. It helps with your appetite as well. But it's super hard for women, especially, to get that protein in. It's a lot of, you know, chicken, fish, tuna, you know, lean ground beef, lean ground turkey, lean ground chicken. But yeah, it's definitely hard. So I personally, the Thrive Lifestyle Mix helps a ton. I really like the Build drinks, just, you know, a lot of different things that you can incorporate in, because I'm not personally going to sit here and eat like chicken all day long. You know, I've done that. I've eaten the tilapia all day long. I'm past that point. So I think, you know, whole foods is obviously essential and the priority, but filling in those gaps with nutritional supplements is key. I mean, we honestly kind of have to as women, I feel like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that leads us into really the third topic of tonight, is talking about nutrition and how important, you know, real whole foods are, and specifically when you're doing that. But also, you can't eat enough, and you can't eat enough quality food just because of the way our soil is, the way our ground is, the way our food is processed now.
Yeah.
So I know I want you to talk a little bit for our final topic tonight about nutrition side of things and supplements. And we also had a few different questions about how do you suggest incorporating the Thrive 3-step program in with intermittent fasting and carb cycling and those sort of things.
Definitely. So nutrition and exercise obviously go hand in hand, but nutrition is 80% of it. You can spend all day long in the gym, you know, spend an hour on the treadmill, spend an hour at weights. But if you're not watching your diet and nutrition, you're not going to really get anywhere. It's 80% of it. So I tell my ladies and my men, because I do have a men's trade group that, by the way, is really starting to grow. So if you're interested in that, guys, let me know. But you have to, if you have to pick nutrition versus exercise because of time restraints, because of kids, because maybe you're homeschooling now, pick nutrition hands down all day long. Spend your time on that. And as far as, you know, exercise, if you can get outside and walk or play with your kids 10 minutes, just anything to move your body, keep it simple. You don't have to spend hours in the gym. You can do a home workout, but put your focus and your time into your nutrition, hands down.
Okay. I think that's so important, because I definitely have been on the place the majority of, like, I love to work out and addicted to working out. And then I'm just like, well, eat whatever. And you don't, when you're doing it that way, like, you may not gain, but you don't see results of all the time. Exactly. Right. So, so true. I heard you loud and clear there. So let me share with you how I took the 3 steps, and tell me if this is right or what you would tweak if you were giving me advice about it. Yeah. So if I'm doing intermittent fasting, and let's say I'm breaking my fast at 12 o'clock. Okay. And I am also doing the carb cycling, which this wouldn't really be so incredibly important, except for just logging in my things. So I would wake up in the morning. I would take my 1 to 2 lifestyle capsules as soon as I get up with water. I am pretty much fasting. If I do work out, the Circulate, which is our pre-workout, does not break your fast, correct?
Correct. Yes. So that's what I say. As soon as you get up, 2 lifestyle capsules with at least 8 to 10 ounces of water. I put my DFT on then. And then the main thing is just tons of water, because it really helps push, of course, the capsules, but more than anything, the DFT helps really drive it into your skin, because our skin, of course, needs that water for that. But Circulate is one of my favorite things to do during fasting, because it's an awesome pre-workout. But even if you're not working out, it's full of L-arginine, which is really great for increasing blood flow, for cardiovascular health. So it's just an awesome way to really help your body overall. And it's fine during fasting for sure. Mm-hmm. Activate, which is really good for energy. It's good during fasting too. Totally fine.
Oh, good. So that's great. So those of you, there's a lot of questions asking about like the fasting. And so that is something that is awesome, you guys, is to be able to do that. I personally love Circulate. The L-arginine, I mean, it helps me breathe better. I feel like it gives me better endurance during workout. There's no caffeine. There's no stimulants in it. It's an incredible pre-workout. So whoever shared the video with you, whoever you're watch partying the video with, definitely reach out to them and ask if you're not familiar with any of the supplements that we're talking about. So that, and then you have your lifestyle mix. Now, you guys, this is not the typical way you would take the Thrive experience. It's not intermittent fasting. You're going to take your lifestyle mix 20 minutes after your lifestyle capsules. This is specifically if you're choosing to do intermittent fasting, right? I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. My ladies, and I keep saying ladies, but all my clients that just are doing the Thrive experience, they do 1, 2, 3, just like we normally would. This is just pertaining to, intermittent fasting. Yes, definitely.
Perfect. All right. Another question that came in, and I don't know that I don't know the answer to this. I've never asked you this. Sculpt.
Yeah.
Does it break your fast?
It doesn't. And I thought about that while you're talking. What I do personally is do the lifestyle capsules and the Sculpt together, because it's not breaking your fast. And Sculpt, for those of you that don't know, it's an amino acid. So like I said before, amino acids are the basic building blocks of protein. So awesome for helping your body build lean protein. And it's really good for recovery after workouts. There's a lot of research that shows that it's really good for recovery after surgery, as far as helping your body heal. And I've just, from personal experience, I've seen that as well with my cosmetic surgery background. So Sculpt is amazing for sure.
Yes, awesome. I love it. And you guys, if y'all never experienced Sculpt, or you've never, it really is probably like the best deal, if you would say. Yeah. I mean, you get this bottle for $30 and there's 90 capsules in there. I actually love it for the recovery, but it also for the mental energy. I don't know. I feel it on a focus level, completely different. So again, I know nothing about that sort of thing except for how it personally makes me feel. I don't know the science behind it. So yes, Jenna, take a pack of Circulate, girl. Then you will definitely be able to smoke past on the Peloton. So anything else, Alexa? You guys, if y'all are just hopping in or you are joining, we have been talking about intermittent fasting. We've been talking about carb cycling and really nutrition and why it's important to supplement nutrition. And if you are friends with Alexa, if you are friends with someone who shared this video with you, it is so incredibly important to reach out to them and to begin your own Thrive experience journey. Ask questions about any of these things. You can definitely ask questions below. Alexa and I will both be checking back, as I know a lot of people watch things on the replay. Right. But Alexa, any final closing comments about any three of these topics to share with everybody tonight?
Yeah, I just think that they're kind of all simple ways to really become healthier, to help you reach those health and fitness goals. It doesn't have to be, super time consuming. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be simple. I think keeping it simple is the key with anything health, anything in life in general. But these 3 steps, the shred, everything really goes well together and still keeps it simple, because we all have busy lives. I have 2 kids. You have 2 kids. We work full time. Our kids are super involved. You're homeschooling now. So it's just really simple to do all these things and still have results and still have a real life. You can still go out. Well, we used to go out, enjoy dinner with family and things like that, but hopefully we will soon. But it helps fit in with normal life. So if anyone has questions about my shred, please shoot me a message. I would love to help you with that. We're starting a new group the beginning of September. I'm going to have awesome deals with that as well. So if you have any questions, just shoot me a message for sure. And any questions about any of this, just ask away. And Kellie and I will be happy to answer or direct messages. Or like she said, if someone invited you to this, please reach out to them and, see how they can help you get started as well.
Absolutely. And okay, one or two more questions. Yes, Melissa, you can replay this. I'm going to actually upload it to YouTube as well. So this week, if you guys want the YouTube link, so you can share it with anyone who is interested in just getting educated about these things. Maybe they want to try, intermittent fasting or carb cycling, or you know what, they want to learn more about the Thrive experience. I will have that. So just send me a message for that. Awesome. I won't have it tonight. It'll probably be Monday or Tuesday. All right. So Candace asked, when cutting carbs, do you have to up your salt? No, you don't. You don't. Okay. We know, honestly, with the way most of us eat nowadays, your sodium is pretty up there anyway, steady. So I wouldn't even really focus on that unless you have a medical condition, of course, that you need to talk with your doctor about. But otherwise, I wouldn't worry about that. But that's a good question, though, for sure. Yes. Okay. And so Heidi asked, how long do people wear their patch? She puts hers on around 7 a.m. and leaves to go to bed around midnight. Heidi, honestly, it just really depends on how long you've been thriving. Personally, most people keep it on for 24 hours because you're getting that absorption for 24 hours. But get back with the person who started you maybe on it. And maybe a lot of times people, if they are, while their body's adjusting, they'll take off their DFT patch an hour or so before they go to bed. But like for me, it really helps me sleep right. Good. You wear yours all night, Alexa? All night. Yeah. Swimming, showering, anything. Keep it on 24 hours. Yes. 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 And last question. Andrea asked, when you're breaking your fast with your lifestyle mix at around lunchtime, is it fine to add fruit? I definitely think so. For sure. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Definitely. Cool. Awesome. Well, you guys, if y'all have any other questions at all, drop them in the comments. Like I said, Alexa and I will be checking back throughout the week on your any sort of questions that you have about these topics. Alexa, thanks for sharing all this information. I know when I first learned about these specific topics and actually applied them to my everyday life, it's amazing how different results you can get just from really like focusing on that food piece. So I am looking forward to hearing all the wonderful things. You guys, if y'all start doing carb cycling or intermittent fasting, or you start on the Thrive experience, drop in the comments. We'd love to hear your experience. And definitely tag someone in this video, because I know that there will be people who are interested in the topic. So thanks, girl, for hopping on. All righty. All right. Bye.